folks, this is Nathan Shepker here from Top Fly Guide Service. Just here to show you the Pat Stone, the tungsten bead. I use this fly mostly as a point fly for my indicator rigs, but it can also be tied as a dropper. So let's get to it. Hey folks, this is Nathan Shepker here from Top Fly. Just showing you the finished product before we get started here. This is the Pat Stone with the tungsten bead. It's a great point fly indicator fishing, or it can be used under a tight line nymphing rig. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start off here with our 025 lead-free wire. You can use lead wire too if you want. And I'm going to start at the back of the fly. Start working my way up. I just do about 5 or 6 wraps here and stop. What I'm going to do is readjust my vise real quick. Is pinch right here, so we don't have gaps in the lead. I'm going to finish the back end here. I'm going to slide it back to the desired position right before the bend here. I'm going to continue up the shank. Periodically you might need to stop, and if you see gaps, and pinch that lead back together. We're going to go all the way up to the bead here. As soon as it starts wrapping over itself, I'm going to start moving back. We want to go about 1/4 of the way to about halfway back. So right about there is pretty good. Do one more wrap just for fun. Make sure that's tucked in there. That can cut your thread. So I'm gonna make sure that is not sticking out. So now I'm going to start my thread base here. I usually just go all the way down to the end of the lead, stop, cut the thread, and then work my way back up. It'll cooperate with me. We just don't want that lead sliding around, so we're just going to make sure it's stabilized on there. So this fly only really has 3 pieces: the lead, legs, and the chenille. So we're going to tie in our first set of legs right now. And tie them in the back here, just wrapped it around the thread. And I'm going to tie them in the back. So I usually do 1 or 2 wraps right in between. Then I'm going to pull tight, pull them back, adjust them to where I want them to be, and then wrap on top. That's just going to get them to splay out behind the fly just like that. And then with our chenille, I'm going to grab it. I'm just using coffee black here. Just get a little tag in there. Actually just pinch it right here. I'm going to tie that in. Just a couple loose wraps, pull tight, not anything special here. I'm going to use my spring to catch the chenille so it stays out of our way here. I'm just going to go up a couple thread wraps here, just about in between to where it starts doubling, the lead starts doubling over, and it stops here. I'm going to stop right about in the middle there. Second set of legs. This leg is going to be a little bit different than the other ones, so I want them about even here. I'll pull on this end a little bit. So this set of legs I like to tie straight on top. Do 2 wraps, and I like to pull them to the sides that you want them on. And what I do here is I grab this set of legs on the left side of the fly, I pull it down to the desired position, and I tie it in. That tucks it down to the side of the fly right there. Okay, and then what I do to get that leg to face behind the fly is tie a little dam in front of it. So I'm going to pull it back. I'm going to put 5 or 6 wraps right in front of that leg, and that's going to splay it out so now it's pointing straight out. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one, just in reverse. So I'm going to grab it, pull it down, oops, and tie in, and then I'm going to tie in front of it. So we got it sticking out straight in front of the fly. So I'll put a little thread dam right in front of it so it sticks straight out. So I'm going to work my way up to about halfway on the doubled over lead here. This set of legs goes on different than that set. It's a little easier actually. So I'm going to just put my legs around here, make sure they're even. And all I'm going to do is bring them up. Instead of tying them on top, I just bring it to the side there, side of the fly. You can let them go. I just do 3 wraps right in the middle. You don't want to get too far off to one side or the other because you're going to tie those legs in, so try to tie right in the middle. That's okay, that one's sticking up. We can fix that with the chenille later. I'm going to do the other side here. Make sure they're even. Go up and around. Okay, if you want to, I don't think the fish care too much how the legs are, if they're pretty close or even that. But if you want to, you can put little thread dams in front of these legs to help them splay out a little bit more. But we can also do it with the chenille when we get done here. So I'm going to tie in my antennas. So a set of legs. We're going to do this one just like the back set. So I want to come up in front of that set of legs that we just tied in. Right about there. I'm going to pull these out of our way here. So I'm going to tie right in between them twice, and I'm going to grab them, lay them on top of the fly here. Try not to get down where the lead and the hook meet. Try to keep it on top of the lead. What happens is it keeps the flies or the legs to go straight out instead of sticking straight up if you get it tucked in underneath the lead there. So you'll know what I mean if you do it. So now we're going to wrap our chenille. It's kind of tricky. You got to keep it out of all those legs here. Just grab each set when I'm going by. So this part right here, you know, we can probably get another thread wrap behind this leg here, but there's really no point in trying to, you'll get it bound up in there. So I'm just going to go around it here. You can play with it how you want to and see how the legs react. And I always go in between these 2 sets of legs. It always helps kind of splay them out no matter what happens to the fly. It gets cast into trees and everything else. So I always go right in the middle of those 2, kind of position how I want to. And we're just going to tie off. I like to go around the, if you notice I went around the antennas there. It keeps your thread from disturbing where they're sitting right now. So I'm just going to do 3 loose wraps and pull tight. I'll pull all these back. I'm just going to put in a couple wraps here just to make sure that chenille doesn't go anywhere. Trim that off, and then we're just going to whip finish or half hitch. Cut our thread. There you have it. You can kind of adjust legs later afterward too if they don't quite splay out to where you want, but I don't think the fish really care. So there you have it. Tungsten beaded Pat Stone. Like I said before, great point fly for indicator fishing or Euro nymphing. Also a good pattern to tie on a jig hook with a tungsten bead, and tightline nymph with too. So hope you guys had a good time and good luck out there. Thanks.